What is going on, guys? It's Dak here with your first Pk'd adventure video. Here we're going to have a couple of clips of just kind of running around the deep wilderness here. Done a little bit of everything here from Pk'd at Venonitis. Went over to Runite Rocks, did a little bit here at the Chaos Altar 44. So here we're just going to be running around Pk'd, anything we can find out here, PVMers, PKers. A lot of this videos were a lot of Dragon Bone runners. We made a lot of loot off of this trip here. So what we're going to do here is just kind of go through a couple clips. Here we have a clip of one of the first guys. This is a lot of what we ran into. People kind of just getting a log out between those dragons. I don't know why exactly I didn't click the entangle here. But here again, a lot of good Pk'd clips here. Made a lot of bank here. Ended up getting some really good kills. Here at Venonitis. As you know, Venonitis is probably one of the most popular spots here in the deep Wildy. Well, at the 30 line at that. Another thing that I wanted to do here, I actually just switched over from computers. I got a new Ryzen 5 desktop, so the clicks are gonna be a lot better and smoother from here on out with the videos. However, you'll see a lot of scuff clicks here. But I did manage to get a couple of good kills with it. Was able to show a little bit of the loot here throughout the video. Again, this is actually my first Pk'd trip video that I'm actually posting, so that's something that I've actually been working on, trying to get the clicks right, trying to get not only the clicks right, trying to get the Pk'd bag shown after every kill. As you can see, I'm kind of running around, not even throwing on protect item on some of these kills. With this guy, he got away almost, but as you can see here, the ballista kind of pulled through at the end. That's one thing about the Venonitis spot. It's really easy for people to get away. They can either run south to the green dragons, have the spider tag me off, stay out of multi. It's really tough to kind of get kills there all the time, but no worries. As you can see, we did able to get a couple there. As you can see, the loot tracker here on the side here, not too bad, almost 3 mil so far for the day. This is when I kind of decided to switch over to telly blocks and entangles. Went over to Major Arena Bank, try to see if we could get anybody here. As soon as I went up there, as you can see, this guy here, Mystics here, wasn't skull, but could have some blood runes on him. Always go for everybody out here. I've found a lot of crazy loot out here in my days, so I always try to go for everybody and anybody. Unless you're an iron and you tell me you're an Iron Man as I'm PKing you. Sometimes if I'm feeling nice, I'll get off you. But most of the time, some people either bring their cash stack, they bring stacks of things. As you can see, I try to go into the resource area there. Didn't have enough coins, so I left that one alone. So this next clip here that we have, as you can see, there's this guy here with the lockpick. As you can see, I have a lockpick in my inventory. A pretty good escape route. As you can see, I chased this guy here. Thought that guy would leave after I'm chasing this guy. But as you can see, he ended up gapping me. I left him alone. So guys, no lie, I sat here for probably the whole, how long is it, 10-minute aggro phase just to get this guy. As you can see, he has a dens. I don't know what I was thinking. I actually just had a lot of time today, or excuse me, that day. I was actually just sitting there trying to get as many kills as possible. He was kind of talking to me, so I figured he was either not the best PKer or not the best at getting away. Most people just got the log. As you can see, I'm sitting here just waiting for the aggro timer to run out. As you can see, I finally get him, throw a couple of splashes on him. I actually do end up getting the freeze, and as you can see, he goes down after about 15 minutes of waiting there. Absolutely nothing, waste of time. As you can see, it came here. A lot of bone runners again is what I was finding at the Chaos Altar here. As you can see, there's dens. A very overpowered shield. As you can see, I hit zeros on pretty much it, no matter what. Off prayer, doesn't matter. But also he does have some pretty good defensive gear. But regardless, the dens is definitely overpowered for such a cheap item. But we ended up falling this guy down. Again, guys, working on a transition clip, so still the same PK, but he ended up running me down all the way down to 23, the archaeologist. Or is the archaeologist? I'm not too into PVMing, guys. But we ended up getting some bones off of him. Nice little stack. cash as well. As you can see, was on these dens, guys. Dens are too overpowered. Why not go for this blowpipe? Easy guy. Got a good bolt in there. Threw another one in there. One in for the DDS. I think that's what dropped them. Yep, that is what dropped them. And we ended up getting the kill just like that. Again, just a couple of PVM loot. In that same kill, I was actually running back to go bank that. And as I was going down the stairs, I ended up seeing this guy standing right here. Kind of suspicious. Wasn't going into the KBD. Wasn't exactly sure why. Thought he got the log off of that, but I ended up checking upstairs. He ended up running out. Wasn't sure if this was his first time going to KBD or what exactly. I don't think there are requirements for KBD, so I'm not exactly sure why he wouldn't go into the arena. Regardless, ended up catching him out here in Deep Wildy. Ended up getting, I think, a pretty good smite off of him. I wasn't exactly sure if I ended up smiting him. As you can see, I didn't end up dropping his prayer. He might not have just put protect item on, but just like that, as you can see, a black mass was on the ground. Also, he had over 200 diamond dragon bolts, which are pretty expensive, so he planned on staying there for a while. Ended up putting that black mass right into the bank to add to the loot. And guys, that is why you kill any and everybody. Patience is definitely a key when you come out into the Wildy. Again, this was maybe a 15-hour Pk'd day, and overall that probably came in around the 6-hour mark. But here, this clip, I was actually PKing this guy, and this team logged in, so we had to get out. And just like that, guys, they splashed 3 times, and I can get out real easy. Had a lot of bruise. Wasn't really too worried about it. Wasn't really too deep into there, but didn't learn a thing. Went right back up there. Ended up getting clapped out by another team. At least I didn't get smited out. But also, guys, always bring an anti-venom. Always bring an anti-venom. Regardless of that death, that didn't stop me from going back up to the Chaos Altar. Again, guys, I have found a lot of good loot up there. So I figured I'd try it out one more time. Unfortunately, there was a group of PKers still scouting that area. Wasn't sure if they were protecting a guy in the dens or if they were just hopping worlds and I got unlucky with the hops. But I did manage to end up tanking them for a little bit. They did try AGSing me there. A couple more did log in. Fortunately for me, I did have a lot of combo food, and that multi area was right there. As you can see, they did catch me again right at that multi line. More people were logging in. I wasn't sure if this was one team, but it did seem they started to focus each other, giving me, you know, that gap to get out of there. As you can see, somebody did try volatile staff specking me there. I did manage to not get hit. And then we bring ourselves right back here. This was actually a really nice kill to add to the bank after, you know, that death. You know, we got some Dagonoth bones here. Pretty expensive bones, so we added those right to the bank. Again, went back up here, was camping it pretty often. As you can see, another group of PKers logged in. Ended up trying to 1v1 them. Didn't know how many were going to log in, so I ended up trying to keep my distance a little south. But we did fight them for a little bit, and this is kind of how it went. just like that, guys, he is down for the count. As you can see, this other guy tried to hop on me immediately, but we ended up taking that. Now we went back to the 44s, ended up seeing if we were going to find any good loot out here. Ended up running into this uh, streamer on Twitch. Ended up wanting to 1v1, so we ended up fighting a few times. As you can see, he isn't really too focused on switching into mage. I didn't learn that until this is our second fight. Um, but he again ended up just sitting here camping range, wasn't too hard with it. I think he was actually on stream at the time telling people that if they could kill him, that he would pass them out a bond. But we ended up taking on that challenge, so we ended up running him down south a little bit. I think he's out at this moment. As you can see, Jagex tried to give him a piece of food, but unfortunately it was not a shark, and this barrage takes him out the game for a bond. Up that next barrage. Oh, was it the third barrage? At some point he ends up dropping to the barrages, and we end up getting a free bond off him. So much respect to that streamer for keeping up his word. He also ended up throwing 420k in there as his signature. So shout out again to LMAO Plox for that bond. Ended up selling it right on the GE. So that was a nice little 4 mil. But he did actually want to go back up for a rematch. So it's going to be kind of hard to explain this clip. But this is our maybe fourth fight here. He was actually very upset at this point because we had actually fought at the Grand Exchange. Wasn't exactly sure where the clip went, but I did end up getting an AGS off him and smiting him for it. He was really upset about that. So he ended up just kind of meeting me and following me around to try to get that back. Again, back here at the Chaos Altars. Um, as you can see here, killed him. Nice little kill. As you can see here, somebody logs in. I'm prepared for the worst. Another team logging in. So as you can see, he's probably calling his boys now. Let me go ahead and try to down him as quickly as possible. So I'm sitting here playing the door. Wasn't expecting anything else from it except the team jumping in. But as you can see, he hasn't moved yet. So I figured let me go in for the DDS back. Another skull logs in under him. As you can tell, they throw up protect melee. Wasn't quick enough to help his friend out. I start running out. And as you can see there, boys, the claws are on the ground. I end up running in there as quickly as possible. He tries to close the door on me. Pick up the claws, pick up the Torags, get a couple other things in the bag. Start to run out. Ended up getting a pair of claws off them. Um, what an easy way to get claws. Never PK claws before. My heart was definitely racing. At this time, it was maybe 1 in the morning. Ran straight out of there and ended up banking some claws. So shout out to that group of PKers for falling short and RIP 60 mil. Alright guys, well that's going to conclude this first Pk'd trip video. I definitely appreciate you guys sticking through this whole 14-minute video. It's definitely a long one. I am going to get better at transitions and making sure that the sound does sound better, as well as making you know, just the right time videos. But again, thank you guys so much for checking in. As you can see here, I actually did not have all the loot on me. I ended up selling all of it on stream between the claws and the AGS that I ended up getting from those people. I ended up racking up about 80 mil that day. I did again sell all of those bones and everything on my Twitch channel. So if you do want to see that loot tab, go ahead and definitely check that out. But again, guys, thank you all so much for sticking in, and I will catch you guys later. Peace.